So what's up? It just occurred to me. Hey, it's Miro. That I'm always thinking about the time zones in, terms of Europe versus continental USA, and I really cut back on the daytime streams, so I didn't really think of Alaska in the mix. It's hard for you probably to watch the. It's hard for you to watch the evening streams, to do my evening streams, because you haven't been around, and that's probably a lot because of me doing less morning streams or day streams, as well as some other people, not just you, but there have been a number of players who I think really favored the morning streams, and we lost some contacts with those guys. This I started to warm up with an endgame puzzle, and it's obviously a position where white isn't losing because of material or past pawns. This is a situation where black has to mate white, and the king doesn't have many squares. But I saw this one line, which is very obvious, trying to mate the opponent with knight f2. It's hard to avoid the mate because it covers f4 as well. So if I play knight f2, knight b2 could work as well. But knight f2 is a double threat because you have knight takes g4 and knight d3 check. So if knight f2, knight g5 check is the only move, I have to move my king to e7, presumably. And it looks like black is winning, but wait a minute. It's like knight g5, king e7, knight takes e6, frees the f5 square for the white king. And white doesn't have any checks, but he has that one square. So my knight's on f2. The only way for me to cover f5 is then knight d6. That's the solution. It would seem so. So let's play through this again. Knight f2, knight g5 check, king e7, knight takes e6, and now knight d6 covering the f5 square. Now white has one move. Would only have one move, or would he have more than one move? Only one move. Yeah. If knight c5, knight g4 mate, and if f5, knight d3 mate. That's the solution here. Now work out the solution before you play the thing out. Now what does b5 do? Absolutely nothing. Wonder why the computer wants to play that move. Now I have two mates instead of one. You're either sleeping for work or actually at work. Nothing like being a security guard in Alaska, right? Get a job at your local, Turkish embassy. Once in a while you have to cut up some bodies or something, but it's really a lot of downtime. Right, 42? Wait, that wasn't Turkish embassy, my bad. I'm sorry, I meant Saudi embassy. What am I thinking? I apologize. I apologize to my Turkish friends out there. The Saudi embassy. Because Khashoggi was murdered at the Saudi embassy in Turkey. Right. Okay, yeah, sorry. Do you have any Saudi consulates in Alaska, perhaps? Again, very, high pay and, very little work. So anyway, nice. One more move we need here. B5. Wow, I don't know which mate to do. Which mate is better? Knight takes g4 wins material, but knight d3 is. Let's do the subtle. Nice. Up 11. What's up, 42? Another daytime. Actually, 42 is good because he can be here for all kinds of... Miro's up to 2,300. Nice. 42, you're flexible. You can do daytime. Work like a pony, earn like a horse. That's an interesting expression. I never heard that. Is that a German? Is that a German expression? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? A psychiatrist said I seemed like I was in a good mood today. I'm getting better. Alright. That's an expression, Sie Deutsch. I seem like I'm getting better. At what? I don't know. Chess player 1024 has followed a few seconds ago. I am in a good mood. It's Friday. That's why. Alright, we're going to start this game. Hey, it's Miro. Long time no see. 5+5 casual challenges. You know the drill. I know it's kind of unusual time control. But the reason I insist on the 5+5 is that I have some time to banter during the game. Oh, God. Don't. But actually, it's no longer the world's most popular podcast, Zen Chess. Did you know that? I've got bad news for those guys. There's now a liberal podcast that's overtaken Joe Rogan. Seriously. It was big news this week. I forget the name of it. There's a bunch of liberal leaning hosts, and we're now the opposition, you know, but they've overtaken Joe Rogan. But I don't really do podcasts. I should get into the business. All right, we've got Sparkle Horse and Miro. So 5+5 for some banter. Don't play that. I don't know. All right, let's just play. I need my glasses. It makes the board look bigger. I like when the board looks bigger. Yeah, who would have thought a liberal-leaning podcast would be number one? Hey, but now, we're coming together, man. I don't really, identify myself as a liberal, necessarily, but I don't like these labels. But, now I'm definitely among the opposition figures. I consider myself a member of the opposition. We're going to unite behind the evil that is Trump. E4, C6. Caro Khan. I don't like labels. Too much thinking makes Jack a dull boy. I know. Alright, let's just transpose to a, C4, take. Chicken Chess Club number 1. Chess Podcast. Botes is now number 1. Alexander Kostenyuk. One step ahead, already living in exile. If I wasn't already in exile, I would put myself into exile now. Dude, 100%. I was just thinking that the other day. Seriously, Shocky, if I didn't leave the US back in 2004, I would definitely leave now. Except I probably would go to, Canada. It's more convenient. And I feel like, actually, Miro's pretty close. You could just walk south, and you're in fucking Canada. It's easier if you're in Alaska. No problem. Oh God, I allowed this. Here we go again. We played this against you already. This isn't anything special, but it's avoiding the draw variation. I'm attempting to avoid the dead draw variation. Yeah, this reminds me of a game I saw recently by one of my students. We got nothing. We really got nothing here. But Rip Edgar McCormick. What am I supposed to do? Well, probably the best thing to do is develop your goddamn pieces. As 42 would say, still running, I think. But Gustafsson is maybe out a little. Oh. But is that a podcast? Oh, Chicken Chess Club. He has a podcast too? He's Yanistan? Oh, God. No, but he's too closely... I don't like him. I don't like him. Okay, I respect his theoretical work, but at least he's a real chess player. I'll give Gustafsson that. He's not a fake, like a lot of people. But he's too closely related to the chess hierarchy. I'm sorry, the whole Magnus Chess.com crew. Not interested. No, I prefer like independent. What we called in my college days GDIs. I have a beef with everyone. It's not a beef. I mean, you either like people or you don't. It's not about having a beef. It's not easy, But is anyone not controlled by the chess monopoly, Zen chess? I mean, Gustafsson is pretty much like the face of... He's the face of what was formerly... That's a huge part of the Magnus Group / chess.com now. They basically bought Gustafsson. He's owned by Elon Musk or whoever owns those cults that own chess.com. Not really clear to me. Danny Wrench. Don't get me started. It's Friday. Come on, let's not. I don't have a problem with Gustafsson. I just complimented him. I said he's a real player. He has good theoretical stuff. I just don't like his connection to the chess monopoly, Well, he plays everywhere. Like a lot of strong players. He's not contracted to just play on chess.com. I don't know. Don't get me started. You're as bad as Repunj Bansal on chess. Seriously? Can we just play? It's Friday. Let's just play. There's none of this political shit on Fridays. I'm not interested. Speaking of Saudi, well, I was joking about Khashoggi. That's really funny, I know. Joking about whether there's a Saudi, consulate in Alaska or not. Because, honestly, Hayes Miro reminded me of this friend of mine who has a job working. He's like a handyman at the Saudi consulate. Or security guard. I have a friend who's literally, I think he's literally like a handyman or security guy at the Saudi consulate. And when you talk about your job is just like sleeping all day and doing nothing, that's basically what he does. That's where I got up the joke about, cutting up bodies. It's really funny, huh? But it wasn't me that started it. Miro reminded me of the fact that I have a friend whose job is literally to do nothing until summoned. This is a good deal if you can get it. I love dark humor. Anyway, Hayes Miro was really fast. I got nothing in the opening. This is a Tarash, reverse colors. And he's too quick for me. I mean, dude's been awake all day. I think that Magnus has enough money. He really ought to take up golf or something. What's the point of the chess thing? He's reached the saturation point with money in chess. I think he should go to golf. And then, work his way closer to Donald Trump. Oh, he did take up golf. Okay, perfect. Perfect. He's on the right path. I hate golf too, because I used to live my mom used to live next to a golf course, and I hate I hated the fucking golf pro who worked there. I had a serious run-in with the guy. Alright. Once I saw him in the liquor store, and I don't think he recognized me from our previous conflict at the golf course. And so I wanted to fucking sucker punch him. But I thought better of it. Be careful who you run into at the liquor store. It might be the guy that you enraged a few months ago in another place, and you don't even know it, But I have to confess I've never sucker punched anyone. But I was strongly tempted to do so. You loser, golf pro wannabe, third rate. I could have just gone off on the guy. You third rate wannabe golf pro. You're cheating seniors out of their like pensions by giving them like crappy golf lessons. He's probably like Botez level in golf, posing as like a golf pro. Imagine all the scammers out there. Yeah, in golf he's probably like 1300, and he gives lessons. These like old ladies and stuff. I'm more of a bowling kind of guy, Zenchess. We're planning on a bowling tour with Mr. Coffee. So can I take your A pawn? Do you mind? Why am I grabbing that? Rook takes E7 check? Almost works. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Almost is relative. This is not really almost. This is greedy, but I'm a pawn up, man. I'll take it. Don't even really know what happened here, to be honest. White suddenly emerges up a pawn. Yeah, I don't understand that thing. The rumor was, yeah. Let's talk about more rumors. Friday rumor and political gossip stream. It's better for me if I host the stream without actually reading the chat and just... I should really just like turn off the chat and not even pay attention to what you guys are talking about while I'm playing. Or maybe I could do something where we literally we don't look at the chat while I'm playing the game, then we can chat in between games. But I've never done it like that. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Clear pawn up. Not easy to win. Yeah, I don't know that this is a win. That's a KG move you've got there. Free range chicken. Speaking of chickens, nobody here but us chickens. Oof. Alright. Well, I don't know what's happening. I do not know what's happening. Can I get a pawn for my pawn? Can I get 2 pawns for 1? A 2-for-1 deal. Queen takes b6. Bishop e3, rook takes c3. We just go with the a pawn. Give you back 2. We put all of our money down. With no money down, we're putting all of our money down on the a pawn. That a pawn is all I've got. Or d pawn, whichever you prefer. You're surrounding it. Entering the technical aspect of the endgame. Oh no, you hung your queen. Oh no. So, you know, I don't know, it's better for white with the outside a pawn, but is it a draw? I don't know. It looks like you're in trouble. The a pawn's pretty strong. So, you know, once you lost the pawn, you never fully equalized. But I don't understand how you lost the pawn in the first place. You know, it seemed like your position was fine. What did you do? So b takes c. Yeah, I didn't understand why you didn't just trade here. You could trade in castle and you're equal. But you were like, you didn't want to give up your bishop. Okay, bishop e6, bishop d2. Now, why didn't you castle now? That's the real question. Jesus, man. This is ridiculous. You know, he's absolutely fine. With 2 bishops, black is slightly better, and a good tower, he doesn't castle after bishop d2. My God, man. Alright, anyway. Kind of a silly way to lose. So Zen Chess, Mule Skinner. We're going to read the chat now. Most of his courses are a scam. Oh. Well, I mean, you know, honestly, pension scammer or not, Ginger GM always had a scammy kind of style to his promotion. You know, he's always promoting bad lines or shaky, kind of dubious stuff that sounds cool. That was his angle, you know. So he always had a scammy angle, kind of like Roman, who I worked with for years, who, you know, he promoted okay things, but some of them just weren't that great. Yeah. I don't know about the pension scam, though. You can ask 42 more about that. It's interesting, though, that there was a Facebook post where a certain British tournament director and organizer was posting openly, like, does anyone know how I can contact... This is a bad sign. It was like, does anyone know or have a contact for Simon Williams? You know, he posted that on Facebook. I was like, You know, when it's hard to find Simon Williams, I mean, that's a bad sign, right? Like, Mr. Self-Promotion. It becomes hard to find the guy. There's a good reason for that, probably. When organizers start asking how to contact him, if anyone has a Simon Williams contact, I mean, that's pretty weird. Sorry, he's currently mud wrestling with Ben Feingold. He's always got that to fall back on. Bear mud wrestling with... He needs a new name, though. He needs a wrestling name. Bear Williams. All right, Zen Chess. Now we're gonna concentrate on chess. We're not gonna talk about shit. Okay, let's focus on the games. Keep the games separate from the bullshit, and I like that better, so don't get distracted. Bear Grylls. You're welcome to talk shit. I'm not going to look at the shit talking until after my game is finished. Try to keep things separate around here. Zen chess. Okay. Not going to look. I'm not looking. But you're welcome to talk every kind of shit you want, as long as it's not offensive to anyone. What's your opinion on Musk and Trump? Exactly. See, that's why I'm not reading. I'm not seeing that. What's my opinion? Yeah. Great. I'm going to start a new chess and Trump podcast. He already distracted me. Stop that. Zen chess playing e6 Sicilian. Wow. Yeah, we're used to seeing the Najdorf. Ooh, I had a near miss, man. I was like, if I was an FAA controlled airplane, I would have been like crashed into a helicopter on Monday, man. Jesus Christ. We had a very close call in the E6 Sicilian there. Phew, bro. I went too far against Sadmari. I didn't realize how this kid is actually pretty good. Probably the most promising talent in the tournament. I almost lost to him. I was lost twice against the dude. But luckily I escaped. He's still not fully matured. I really went too far. Darn, you tricked me out of... That's pretty easy to trick you out of your Najdorf. Kickboxing. Oh, God. I like how you really track him closely, 42. It makes you feel like maybe 42 was personally scammed. Have you contacted a lawyer about the situation? Sure, we can get Susan Polgar to recommend, a good ambulance chaser for you. Oh, in other news, I saw this article today. Check this out. Nicolas Cage's ex-wife and Nicolas Cage have a 34-year-old son when he was married to her back in 1999. And the wife is suing Nicolas Cage because their 34-year-old son assaulted her or something like that. That's interesting. So now you can sue people because their adult child who's 34 assaulted you. He didn't mitigate, he didn't mitigate the behavior of his 34-year-old son. Okay. Sure. I'm not really into Hollywood news for the most part, but I just thought that was really, really ridiculous. I mean, whatever. It's obviously a ridiculous lawsuit. You can't sue somebody because their 34-year-old child is, he's already a grandpa, probably. It's really going too far, dude. His son, who's a grandfather at 34, assaulted me, and you're responsible. We should get a DNA test, see if your DNA is responsible. Wow, Rook B8 is a neat move. I don't know what I'm doing. Wow, I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Nice. What the hell happened here? This isn't great. Zenchus is a lot like Hayes Miro. They both play faster than me. I mean, I'm very foggy-headed. I haven't played a lot of Blitz at all. And it takes me a while to kind of get into that mode. And I want to take my time, and I can't. I want to think more deeply, and I can't. We have to just play, half-baked moves. And it's normal to play half-baked moves. The problem is you get positions, and this is how I lost a couple of games in the tournament. I get positions where I'm dude, I can't find a good move. And I literally considered candidate moves that I was You know what? I don't like this move. It doesn't feel right. I have a very bad feeling about this. But I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, I'm literally playing moves that my intuition is telling me not to play. This happened in 2 different games where I lost last week, where I literally had the little inner voice in my head say, that's definitely a bad move. It doesn't feel right. Don't do it. And I do it anyway. A little bit of rook d1 there. While we're on the subject of moves that my intuition didn't like. Rook e1 would be more natural than rook d1. Denchess knows a little bit of Nimzovich-ish stuff. Bishop f4. What am I doing? Please don't hurt me. Unfortunately, it's with increment because no one can flag. Fortunately or unfortunately. But these guys, like, they don't care about the increment thing. They like to put pressure on the opponent on the clock. Both Zenchess and my last opponent. I'm more likely to let my time get very low when I'm playing increment, and these guys prefer not to do that. Even if there's an increment, it doesn't mean you should let your clock get low. And I have a tendency to do it almost all the time, which is definitely not good either. H6. That's a good idea to stop bishop g5. So now what the bleep do I do? Do nothing, but do it well. What an exciting opening. Same thing as last game. Again, lame opening, no advantage, but the position is around equal. What was the first game? It was a Caro-Kann. Panov Caro-Kann. Okay, finally he commits to something. If I go knight a4, that knight looks pretty bad. Originally my plan was to play knight a4, but why not knight b1? Now, Rapport likes knight a2, but I'm going to go knight b1. And the position is effectively, if you will, a King's Indian attack, right? Which I've been playing more of these days. A lot of Queen e2. I played Queen e2. I think I have a good familiarity with any kind of King's Indian attack type of, or any kind of King's Indian positions. So I can play Queen e2 against the French. I can play closed Sicilians that have a King's Indian vibe, like this. Setting up for the next game. Closed now. Exactly. A4. I don't know if I'm going to let him play a4. That's a bit much. There's risks no matter what I do here. Leaving the pawn on a4 or leaving the pawn on a3, allowing him to play a4, gain more space. Probably not ideal either. Oh, I see what you're up to. ICE. Well, how's that for setting up for the next game? B3? Okay. Nice. Okay, whatever. I mean, I have to. Fine. Yeah, so what, man? Give me your bishop. Bring it on. Give it to me. Give me that bishop. You want to give it to me. You know you do. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bishop a3, take, rook takes a4. I guess I just go here. I am setting up for the next game. Damn, he was right. Shaki, aka the Lurker. A positional game ensuing. But I've told you guys before about the time that the Czech Grandmaster Hacek tortured me after he gave up my late square bishop on c4 in a King's Indian attack. Just, just want you to know about that. Not, nothing, really major or anything. Just got tortured for 120 moves, something like that. What could possibly go wrong? This might be a slightly better version for black than what happened to me in above game. So if I just keep stalling and doing nothing, bad shit can happen. If he trades his dark square bishop for my dark square bishop, this is definitely not good. Am I really... Do I give a shit about... Yeah, I don't give a shit about putting your rook on the 7th rank. Like, do what you want. Put your rook on the 7th rank. What's that do? What does that do? It does nothing. Go ahead. Put your rook on the 7th rank. I don't care. Yeah, fine. That's cool. Your rook's on the 7th rank. Congratulations. And? Now what? What are you going to do? What's knight f8? What's he got there? Where's he going from e6? I put my king in the wrong square, by the way. Probably. G2 blocked my own guy. So that was kind of dumb. I mean, that bishop might need to go back. You might need to go back at some point. Uh-oh. Right. So that's the question. He's heading for a6 now. Go ahead, play knight a6. What is rook b7? I'm just going to offer a draw. I could have played a different move. Okay. You don't want to draw? Fine. No draw. So what are you telling me? You're going to put knight a6 where your queen is? How are you going to play knight a6 with your queen on a6? Declines the draw. Now you can play it fine. Play it. I don't care. What's that going to do? Whatever. It's a draw. I'm a nice guy. I offered a draw. I tried to be a friendly. Oh, now you want to draw. Oh. Uh-huh. You want to draw now. I don't know now. I mean, it feels like hard to lose. F4 is a good move, though, I think, objectively. I think. It's pretty hard to lose this. He was seriously better. Wow. I had no sense my position was that bad. Really. There must be something dramatic I missed here. For h5, he's seriously better. What does he have? Queen a3? I mean, bishop e7, bishop g5, bishop e3. What's the problem? G takes h5, just taking my pawn. Oof. Wow. I wouldn't think black is that much better there. Wow. Look at this game by Zen Chess. Look at this game. My God. 100% accuracy by both sides? No, that can't be right. That's not possible. One blunder each. One blunder each. A bunch of... Okay. Well, I was winning. I had a very strong move, apparently. Oh, queen g3! Double attack! Oh, no! I missed queen g3. Where did we leave book? Well, there's like no games here. So I did something weird? Oh, I see. Yeah, so everybody plays queen g3, basically. I mean, that is kind of the idea with queen d3, but I didn't think that I had to play it immediately. But apparently I do. Well, queen g3 prevents you from moving your bishop. And now black has h5. So only one game where someone played my move. My move is reasonable. Alright, we got like tons of challenges. Wow. Mule Skinner. The Skinner. Alright. Not reading the chat because I don't want to like rage mode. English. Yeah, it was a quality game to a degree. Oh, come on with the stupid this Sicilian four whatever it is, 4 pawns. No, don't play the frickin' Grand Prix reversed. Even I recommended that at one point, but it was 20 years ago. Can we not do the reverse Grand Prix? E3. Well, I have an extra tempo, so this could be a French. Let's do the French. Consistent, he plays the black side of the French. So now we get an exchange French. Or not. So Zen Chess, you played pretty well. You handled the queenside well. I thought you might make a mistake when you closed up the center and I reroute my knight, and you played very well with ideas of a5, a4, bishop a6. I was joking. I mean, it is a concession to trade your light square bishop, but it seemed like a reasonable plan. Otherwise, you might be worse, so I think you actually played it pretty correctly. That was not a bad game for this time control. But I mean, that's the point of this time control, that we get to play an almost quality game, hopefully. Even in my first game against Yatsmiro, he hung his queen in the middle of the board, but it was a close game. If he doesn't make that one move blunder, it might have been a draw. He did give me a pawn unnecessarily. Now I can make a YouTube video analyzing the game for more content. Milk it for the content. I should really start streaming, so my streams go on both Twitch and YouTube. D5. That seems like a good move. I don't think we have a lot of options here, right? C takes D5. I guess if I play H3, black's getting out pretty quickly. I had one game years and years ago, which was a disaster. I wasted time with like H3. We'll see where he puts his knight. Or doesn't put it. This is a C4 exchange variation. Now, had black played D takes C instead of bishop B4, you could get a queen's gambit. Now, this is an odd move by black. Queen E7, check. That feels wrong. Now the D5 is not defended. Queen E7 check. Very surprising move. Now it's defended. Okay. Still. Now we need to decide what to do. Black might or might not be threatening knight E4. A3 is possible. A3 is possible and slow. H3 is possible and slow. So what else is possible? Just doing something like bishop E2. Kind of losing a tempo. Doesn't seem right, does it? Now D takes C4 castles. Or whatever. But we're out of the pin. We gave him a tempo. Doing my bishop a second time. Fine. So this becomes a Queen's Gambit accepted, where your pieces are on sort of strange squares, like bishop B4, Queen E7. Normal Queen's Gambit accepted, your bishop's on D6, and your queen stays around D8. So how are we playing this with black? I mean, are you playing like a Nimzo where you're trading your bishop, and what do you get for it? Pin it and win it. Yeah, bishop G4 is fine. You go to H5, and then what do? I'm not going to play G4, I don't think. Though I could. I mean, I can later on. This is still an accepted Queen's Gambit. As some people call it, the Queen's Gambit accepted. All right, now rook E1 to self-pin. Is that a good idea? G4. G4 is definitely playable and not without risk. I was talking about not playing G4, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like it might be necessary. But there are other possibilities. I mean, bishop G5? That seems wrong. So I said I wasn't going to do this. But I lost a really nasty game with G4 last week. But it's a thematic move in these types of positions. Queen's Gambit accepted. This definitely happens. The follow-up is maybe rook E1 opposite his queen, supporting ideas like knight E5. Also, my bishop can come back and become a fianchetto bishop. Go to A3 there instead of knight F3. I mean, A3 was definitely an option for white. I guess the thing that bothers me is that my queen doesn't have a square. Well, at least not a good one. F3 would be the best score for my queen. B3 is not good. A4 is terrible. C1's terrible. Where do you want to put the queen, you know? Really only here makes much sense in this type of position. But he can put pressure on D8, rook D8 now. Now Muleskin are using tanks of time, unlike my first two opponents. So when we see this now, this reminds me of the Petrov, and I mean that's definitely a related opening too, right? The Queen's Gambit accepted, the French exchange, and the Petrov. It's kind of like the Catalan, the Grunfeld, and the what is that other? Catalan, Grunfeld. It's a family of openings. They basically are the same thing and lead to the same thing. In a lot of cases. I like your control of E4. But where's your queen going? You got knight D5. Okay, he's got knight D5. That would be an issue. Nice knights you got there. Oh, shit. Knight D5 is a good move. You got off the file. You're controlling F4. This is the main idea. Well, I mentioned this earlier, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I have free range pawns. You guys should see how I lost. Oof, in the first round of last week's tournament. Very similar sort of awful pawn structure for white. It was even worse though. I had like F takes E3. Ugh. The guy just completely killed me with my pawn structure, overextended and weak. That's the problem. First round, you're not really thinking in a lot of cases. I was ambushed. It was like they set me up with that pairing. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Exactly. C4, knight takes C3, rook takes C3. Either way, it's bad. Okay, my C3 pawn's hanging, so if you take on E3, I'm going to have to think about it. That's not expected. You know how much I love to overextend my pawns. Q. Not a command. We've got Learning Chess, Dinekis, D-Man, and Yang Hong Wan. So either way is bad. If I take with the F pawn, I give up the G3 square forever. But on the plus side, I have Bishop G2. Rook takes seems like a reasonable compromise. Not giving up G3. F4 may not be such a big deal. I'm developing and threatening to double on the E file. Looks good. And now, do I have any threats? Not really. H4, H5, weakening my kingside further. Seems like a great idea. Shit. So he could play C5. I don't like C5. I'll be honest. Damn, this is not so simple. We're gonna have to like just play D5. I mean, I guess we could consider taking on C5. I don't understand this move. Queen f4 is weird. Queen f4 is really... He's just like making random moves now. Yeah, he's pinning my rook. Yeah, he's playing a lot like that opponent. Queen f4 is actually a good move. So this game, sadly, will be decided by fate. Okay, whatever. Is that a blunder? Could be. Probably not. We'll just do d5. You know, whatever. You played a good game. I played a good game. The position is approximately equal. Yeah, nice move. Nizovic the second. By the way, my rook is pinned. Rook e8. You got rook e8. Oh man, he's a freaking genius. You didn't play it. I like your rook on f8. I could have played rook e8 there. Oh no. What are you doing? Knight b8? You're not paralyzed whatsoever. Can you feel your fingers? Let's fully overextend ourselves. If we're going to do it, we're going to go all the way. I can't feel my fingers. Was this a stupid mistake or brilliancy? That's what I said. Nice. Nice. Oh no, you went up there? What's that about? Oh no, a draw offer. Another draw offer. It's popular. These are getting popular. Damn. You're threatening f5. King up, f5. Takes king f6. Okay, but you're still not threatening anything. I say I play for a win. You didn't play it. Okay, maybe I can't make progress. Pawn count? Can I get a pawn count, please? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're counting the pawns. What are you doing over there? I don't like that. Count Chocula. Perhaps. I need a square? Oh no. Oh no. That can't be good. I think he should have gone active with his rook and sacrificed the other pawn there. Don't give him any ideas though. King h4 is great. That's a great square. Damn. I have no idea what's going on. Cares about a stinking rook pawn. Nobody cares about a stinking rook pawn, right? It's probably a draw. You guys are tough. You have that? Oh no. This is getting kind of technical. Oh no. What? King e6? What the hell is going on here? Do you know where your pawns are? What if I cut him off? Oh man, I don't know. What did I do? Wait, I had rook g8 and I didn't play it? Is that the right idea? I did that? Oh, that was smart. And you did that? Oh no. Oh no. Double blunder. Well, I mean, if your king is on e7, it's a draw. But this was a draw. Alright, it was a really bad endgame. We did double blunders. It was a draw, then it wasn't for a long time, then it was a draw, because I blundered, and then you re-blundered. So if you watch this stage between move 52 and the end of the game, it was a disaster. Here apparently I had a win too. You were better. Wow. You were better? You were winning? Excuse me? Oh, so it was all a lie, like you could have just taken on f6. That's dumb. Okay, I still don't know that it's easy to lose, but okay. Games. Learning chess, Dinekis. Nefidov. Is anybody here? Well, even if you're a subscriber, it doesn't matter. You know, I know how I do this. I forgot how I do this. Can I just check the opening? What the hell happened there? I mean, Queen e7, that's a novelty. It's a weird-ass move. And now I didn't even make the best response. I should play bishop e2. Wow. So bishop e2, just getting kingside. Naturally, it's a Petrov. That was dumb. Yeah, I was confused. I mean, Queen E7 was a very strange move. But I'm threatening castles in Rook E1. Earning chess. Guys, I'm good here. We've got an hour and a half. I haven't had a King's Indian in ages. I gotta get some water. Thirsty. I just realized thirsty. King's Indian. God. That's illegal. Have you seen your opening book? I don't know, guys. I mean, take-backs? Are you serious? You've been playing... He thought it was Bullet. He's been playing Bullet. And he does those, like, Bishop H6 traps or something. To defend against... It was like a pre-move. Bishop H6 defense move. I shouldn't give you a take-back for this, you know? The Learning Chess likes to play Bullet all the time. Like, you think he wanted to play H6? Yeah, maybe, but it's very unusual. Very unusual. I mean, almost no one plays H6 here, allowing the doubled pawns. It's like he wanted to do a Bishop H6 defensive pre-move with Bishop takes H6. Alright, I just had to get my water. But you know how people would do Bishop H6 in Bullet? And then, you know, so there arises the defensive technique of doing Bishop H6. And that's why I don't play Bullet chess. Such nonsense. But anyway, if you play so fast, I mean, okay, mouse slips I do give take-backs. But if you play so fast that you're making mouse slips because of such bullshit, then I wouldn't bother. Now you win. A modicum of judgment. Where's Acerbate? No, he doesn't come on Fridays. He's usually not here on Fridays. Auto repair course. He's teaching shop at the local high school. Wow, C5. That's uncommon and usually not that great when you talk about positions where your knight's on D7 in such structures. He doesn't have a lot of pressure on my center here. So I'm just going to play H3. Because knight D7 obviously doesn't put much pressure on my center. Not like knight C6 or something. I was expecting black, you know, the normal move to play there is like E5. So this is like a tricky move order that I do in Blitz sometimes to try to catch people out. 42, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub. It went to Italian Machine. NM. And one of our favorite Red Dead Redemption viewers. But the I got to get my new desktop. We're raising money for a new desktop machine. So we'll have an Italian desktop machine. If Italian if Italian Machine donates. Not that kind of machine. An Italian desktop machine is another word for a coffee maker. No, we need, although there are some coffee makers that probably run you $1,500. That's not what my donation bar is for. We're going to get a desktop machine to improve the streams in general. And then, you know, as a side effect, we can probably have better Red Dead Redemption streaming. Yeah, this is very strange play by black. Very strange. We got the best of everything here. Enjoy your King's Indian Benoni. It's a Caboni. He's confused. He has identity crises about Cabonis. He has no Cabonis. Which rook to d1? That's the tough one. Look, man, no Cabonis. Keeping the tension. Queen c7. Uh-oh, now you made me regret my rook choice. You're unpinning. That is a brilliant move. Berlusconi's. Is he still kicking? Or is he dead? Did he finally die? No, I forgot. I haven't been following, yeah. Maybe he did die. That's right. Hard to keep track of all the people who die. He's dead. Was last year? Was it this year? This past year? Or was it 2 years ago? No. I missed the Bonga Bonga parties. You know me. As does 42. And his significant others. His dates will miss it. As much as him. It was fun to mix sex and far right stuff, you know, right? There's a few Hungarians that were probably into that too. So we got a good game, but this player is always really annoying with the weirdness. The ultra weirdness. One of the weirdest players I've ever played. And they're extremely strange and mysterious. They work in mysterious ways. And I always talk about this. It's hard not to play d5, damn it. I tried to resist, but I'm going to have to do it. I wanted to play a different way, but it's Jesus Christ, you know, I mean, I've got so much space here. This is going to take forever. I'm completely transferring now to a totally different structure with d5. Now it really is a Benoni. This is going to take 1,000,000 years to break into black's position. Oof. I mean, e4 is just resigning. Why would you play that? There's absolutely no call for that. You could have played, again, for like 100 years if you don't play that move. It would have taken till move 207 to break into black's position. Do the same people play you every week for these things? What things are we talking about? I didn't know we were playing for things. I like things. If I only knew what things we were playing for, it would help. Damn, I wish we were playing for things. What are you saying? Like, the same people play me every week? Well, lately I haven't really been doing these streams, you know. Very hit and miss with the Friday mornings. So we've got a lot of people today because I've been negligent. I was away and then I was lazy and depressed, and then viewerships aren't very high. Look at my 14 fucking viewers, dude. What is that? I have as many players as I have viewers. See? They're all watching far right podcasts, or it's the Monday mornings. See, Monday mornings is the worst. Monday mornings made me want to commit suicide. You know, I hate waking up on Monday morning. It's brutal. But how do we only have, 17 viewers? It's early. It's not a great time to stream, you know? Ultimately, that's a part of it. I'm not popular. People hate me, and I hate them. And then B, we can't really get too many Western players at this time. So I kind of banned or canned the streams for a while. But do the same people play me? Yeah. I mean, we'll get regulars, like Learning Chess plays me all the time. But we haven't played him lately. He's got the weird-ass style that I do not even vaguely understand. He's done a rendition of what Feingold did against me back in 2006, but worse. Feingold only lost his B pawn, but Learning Chess has now lost 2 pawns. You know, he's got no compensation for 2 pawns down. This is my kind of Benoni. But he's still with us. Conversion therapy. This is such a sin to play bishop takes c5, but I mean, if I'm going to take out the c pawn, it's going to take a lot of pressure off the position where I can breathe freely. It's 3 pawns up now. I gave him my good bishop, but still, 3 pawns up. I mean, it's way too much, bro. This is too much. There's no way that's feasible. Don't you want to give me your bishop as well? You know you want to. Did I just hang a pawn? I can afford it. It's cool. I'm up 4 pawns, 3 pawns. Alright, but he's got to give me back. He's going to have to give me back the bishop if you want to get the pawn back. Let's write a lichess. Let's write a lichess song about blogs. Ugh. He doesn't take the pawn back? Dude, are you serious? You have to be kidding me. Get me out of the pin. How about the A file? It doesn't even matter. He didn't take the pawn. He had a chance to take it back. He didn't take it. Dude, you should have taken that pawn. It was your last hope. Forget about the A file. What has he got on the C file? Check out the C file. The artist formerly known as the C file. Damn, bro. This is kind of perverse. I'm trying to understand, like, what possible idea Black could have here. He has no love for pawns. Pawns aren't the soul of chess. Learning chess world. No knights. Look, ma. No knights. Oh no. Another one. Oof. Been easier if we just let him do bishop h6 in the opening. Queen exchange is welcome. We're having fun. Come Come on, we're having fun. He would never resign. Jesus. Hasn't changed a bit since like 6 months ago. I don't know. I really would like to know who Learning Chess is, because I always suspected it was a Smurf. But I really don't have a candidate, you know. I think maybe I'm wrong. They're just who they are. Okay, Dinekis. Casual. There's a 10-0 casual. That's the wrong time control. I'm going to play for another hour here. Write a lichess blog about me. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I take no responsibility. I take no responsibility. 10 viewers? I had 17 viewers a second ago. Now I have 10. That's like, okay. Chess.com stole all of, like, the bots. There's no bots left. They paid off all the bots. There's no bot viewers left. Yeah, but you're not a bot. You're an actual person. There's no bots left to rent out, because like chess.com took them all. Just allowing h4. We're there. Yeah, the bots are getting smarter, it's true. That's true. Could be a bot. It's instinct. You can't quantify instinct. It's a little voice inside my head that tells me not to play bishop f5, not to play a6. Intuition. G4 out of the blue. Wow. That is a cool idea. Outside the bots. He's thinking outside the bots. H3, very interesting idea here. Knight takes h3. I need a little more than that to do this. But it does look pretty good. Can you hear me? Oh no, does this work? I'm sacking a pawn. Wait a minute. Thinking outside the box. If it's backgammon, you could say it's thinking outside the blocks. Rook h4. Am I just bullshitting you? Oh no, knight e5. What would Astrobate play? Knight e5? Doesn't do anything. Bishop d4. What does that do? So I'm bluffing. I was bluffing all along. Seriously? I think it was like a semi-bluff. I thought I might really have some stuff here. I didn't expect my opponent to be afraid. You know, I expected him to take the pawn. But I thought I would have much more real stuff here. Playing like Astrobate now. In Astrobate's honor, the up-close and personal bishop he likes to fight short range with long range pieces. The close-range missile launcher. Knight g5 is not what we expected. Probably not a great move. But Dinekis plays way too fast. You guys don't listen, you don't listen, period. End of story. They don't listen. He fell for my cheapo because he played too fast. And he's addicted to playing fast. So the Astrobate, this is how Astrobate wins games. He plays sneaky cheapos that have a kind of obvious trick involved, and the opponent just plays too fast and loses. Exactly what happened here. Same old, same old. This is bad. I mean, I'm starting to let you guys rub off on me. This game is completely inspired by Astrobate. And I had a game that I lost. I had a game that I lost in the IM tournament last week that Astrobate also influenced. I was white, and I had bishops on d3 and b2 in a queen pawn position. And after playing the move rook c1, I followed up with bishop b1, which is like Astrobate's obsession. And it really was a mistake. All right, go back to playing bullet chess or change. Think about the game in a different way. Try to join 1 week ago. I mean, if this player plays the London system, I'm going to be very suspicious. Just a kid playing chess. 2190 FIDE. If you play the London system in Caro-Kann, 4 knights, queen's pawn, Roy Lopez, closed. No. I don't know. But oops, I closed my window. I'm not taking challenges from people who don't have at least 100 games. Really new account. Puzzles 2758. That's impressive. 40, 30, 40. Not really enough games. Let's go on. Nefedov. Joined 1 week ago. Seems legit. I agree. Yeah, I'm going to decline. Who's this Nefedov character? God damn it. We need to play something special against Nefedov. He's so good at his prepared stuff, you know? We're up to 15 viewers, so that's a lot. Nefedov playing the Sicilian. Nice. G3, C5. We got him away from the Schliemann. Now he's playing a Sicilian. Very good, very good. Fine by me. The best move for black is probably D5, but you know, if you don't know that, it's not so easy. Now he's effectively playing the English opening with white. G3 messes a lot of people up. They don't have a repertoire against G3. But I think normally he wouldn't play C5. Normally he would play like knight F6 and G6. Or maybe g3, d5. Yeah, he would normally do a kind of Slav, so I guess maybe he's giving me a break here. Man, I got absolutely destroyed in a game like this against Alexander Ivanov once, where I was Nefedov's side. You know, Alex just went off on me. Even with an extra tempo. G3 is played by an old guy I know as his main opening. Well, I mean, I know several old guys who didn't used to be old guys, but they're old guys now. Like David Norwood. George Hickel, the German Grandmaster. G3, I use as transpositional move. I feel like I'm playing the King's Gambit. I feel like adapting. Am I making a mistake with knight takes? Really? Damn. I feel like I made a mistake. I mean, I guess I should take with the pawn. It looks like I made a serious mistake taking with the knight. I should have taken with the pawn. And now I may not have any advantage. That was a serious error. It was an error and it was serious. So adaptive. A non-Sicilian player. Very adaptive non-Sicilian player. Damn. He's lost 5 games in a row. I think that's the all-time record. Knight e5. Damn. Brony. He likes to reference the games played by Benko and Tal. Well, people go as far as to call G3 the Benko opening, but I mean, that's ridiculous, you know? Because of one game he played with Fischer. It's actually referred to in a lot of places, like in chess base, as the Barca opening. Gedeon Barca was a grandmaster who is largely forgotten by Western players. Whereas Benko, you know, because he invented the major opening and lived in the West for most of his life, is like a household name. But the truth is that Barca played this type of stuff, and a lot of Hungarians, not only Barca but others of Benko's generation, were much more active in promoting that type of hypermodern opening. And I could just list like 4 or 5 off the top of my head if I wanted to. Vladas Laszlo, to name one, but a whole bunch of others. Dobenko gets kind of credit for something that's not really his, you know, there. Bishop D7. Wow. Power move. I was seriously thinking he was going to play C4. But Nefedov, I am impressed, you know, how he can play an opening he never plays. Oh Jesus. I'm gonna have to time you out for that. Jesus, dude. I'm surprised Mubak didn't flag you. Human body parts reference. Let's get the name right. It's the Volga. Really? All right. Volga is a river. It's with an O. I mean, it's not. It's a Cyrillic. It's a Cyrillic word, I guess. You know, it's typically written in Cyrillic. It's a river, man. It's a major river near the ring around Moscow. Play for time. Right. Well, that's what you would do. Are you trolling me? Volva Gambit, that's just like you're trying to be funny. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm going to probably drop something at some point. My center looks a little fragile. But we're all adults. You're all like 4 years old. And we only have like 5 viewers, so it doesn't matter. It's not like 5-year-olds watch my stream. They don't want to get better at chess. The only people that watch my stream are people who actually take chess seriously, which is very rare these days. I mean, except for there's a few trolls here and there, obviously. I mean, damn, dude, Nefedov is after all the games I played with him, it's very hard to categorize his game. I can't figure him out, man. I can't figure him out, you know? And he's also not losing on time. That's different, 42. You're talking about a sudden death tournament, and this is with increment. Nefedov got flagged by you in sudden death. It's a major difference. Very major difference. Well, you think you don't take chess seriously, but apparently you do. More than most people. I think if you can even, like, watch my stream at all, it's a sign that you, unfortunately, do take chess a little bit seriously. It's relative, of course. But to come repeatedly back to my stream, I have bad news for you. That is a sign that you somewhat take chess seriously. As much as you don't want to admit it, yeah, you just come to see me because I'm good looking or whatever. And the vibes and my political contributions. Jesus Christ, dude, Nefedov is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't. Can I win a pawn? Yes. Should I win a pawn? That's another question. Do I win a pawn? An even better question. Oof. What could possibly go wrong with this? And Nefedov goes into calculation mode. Jesus Christ, bro. Look how rock solid his game is. It's like, are you serious? That's tight. That's a tight game you're playing. That was a tight game you were playing. He reminds me of the noobs like you play. It's like these people I play. He plays like 30 moves perfectly and then blunders a piece. That's what you get if you play casual games and you just like click on a... Not all the time, but there's a lot of people who do that. 30 games, 30 moves perfectly and then a blunder. Very typical. But what's impressive is that Nefedov doesn't play the Sicilian at all. So e takes f4 is a mistake, but I think this is a mistake by me. Shouldn't I take back with the pawn? No. Engine doesn't agree. It thinks I did the right thing here. Wow. I did the right thing. Losing control of d4. Black's still fine. Look at this. Maybe 95, not the best. He's still so solid. And I thought you might go c4 on me. I will break it up. But you can try to hold it together with b5. Sorry, b5. I really thought he was going to go for that. He didn't, though. He didn't panic. What a tight game by Black. Here I have no advantage. Till d4, which is a risky move, by the way. a4 was best. Look at my center. It's so fragile. Another best move. And this is hard to criticize, but I have to sit tight after 94. My engine is going crazy. Sorry, analysis bot. You know, I mean, the engine is like making my CPU go nuts. Wow. So 1965 is a mistake. You played a nice pawn sack here, and I think that Black has reasonable compensation. And he just hung a piece. I mean, White is very overextended. This is not an easy position to play. Jesus, Nefedov. How does he do it? Heroku. Heroku, back from a long absence. Kraken. Krakens. I love the Kraken. I played a good Kraken. I played a very good Kraken, the best game of my tournament last week. 80 moves, 40 cent, a 4 cent upon loss for both sides. Unbelievable. My opponent played the move Bishop E3 here, which has only been played in a handful of games ever. And we had a new continuation. So, okay, Knight F3 is safe and sound. Not critical. Now Bishop E3. Alright, this is a little different. Now I can play Knight C6. And I can play, you know, E4, E5 type positions with the tempo, with the pawn move into moves sometimes. Objectively, this is not really a correct opening, but it poses problems for people. You know, like putting them in positions that they're not familiar with, or maybe structures they don't normally play. There was this guy from Hungary, Feribachi, in FM, who used to play really exaggerated type of stuff like this. He would go too far, though. I mean, I think that we're pushing it to the limit in soundness here. But I don't have to go crazy with like the the St. George necessarily, is what I'm saying. Now e5. a6 is a very useful move. Is this somewhat unsound? It's not unsound. It's pushing the envelope of hypermodernism. 96 game and says that I pose some danger. I started to play the games more seriously. No, I realized how good you are at some point. But Nefedov, if you would ambush me and play me the first game, the problem is you wait until like you're always late, and then you have to play me at my peak. You know, there's this bell curve in my performance, and Nefedov likes to play me when I'm like really warmed up. You played me at my stream like peak level after like 4 games or something. Smurfette, you have issues, right? How are you related to Vadim? Are you like his wife or something? No, or just his former lover. You have a serious obsession going on there. I know someone who used to be obsessed with Vadim. It could be you. Alright. It could have been you. He's very hairy. You like that kind of lover. Vadim is probably for you. The Armenian body hair type. Not my thing. Okay, castles. Sorry guys, we're joking around. Well, at least I am. I don't mean to offend Nefedov's conservative sensibilities. So what am I doing here? Seriously. Yeah, this has kind of turned into a Hungarian. Well, I'm in Budapest. Hungarian defense, anyone? Well, it's not. The bishop's on c4 in the Joko. So, yeah, people are like, what are they playing here? Is this a Pirc? Is it a Hungarian defense? You got over the board game today playing black. I guess my opponent will play d4. Slav it out, man. But you know, Nefedov, be careful because you're very predictable. They can reference your games. You have to expect your opponents to know what you usually play. And I think the answer isn't to necessarily, the answer isn't to like dramatically change your openings, but you have to sidestep by playing, a little bit maybe different line than you may be expected to play, for example. So what did I say? Oh. Like, for example, I mean, you could learn to play other lines of the Slav. Well, I mean, you almost always play the Slav. I think that's predictable. You're more predictable than a lot of people. But, you're more... People be like, I have this repertoire that is so random that it's successfully causing people to not prepare. Twice I talked to people from my tournament last week, and I basically tried to get intel on whether they prepared for me. And the word on the street is that people stopped preparing for me because they don't even want to try to guess what I'm going to play. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to just make it like, you don't know what I'm going to play, I don't know what I'm going to play. Don't even bother to prepare for me because you don't know what you're going to get, and it's a waste of time. It's anti-preparation is what I'm doing. You played exclusively the King's Indian? Wow. Pre-Sladgy. That is an interesting info. You made a sensible decision to quit playing the King's Indian. But, you see, now bishop g5 is a pretty crap move. Dude, what is that? Hello? Working, I'm streaming now. Neighbors. Can you stop the construction? The neighbors downstairs are like, after 2 years of not doing anything, just this morning there started to be this like crazy construction noises and shit. I love how they start on Friday, the only day I have a stream in the morning. You can't hear it for the most part. It's very popular to take apartments in Budapest and probably other cities as well. And what they do is they like break it in half. So they'll cut apartments in half and turn them into 2 apartments. It's kind of like, it's like a form of house flipping. It's apartment flipping. Part flipping. So they turned a normal size apartment into 2 tiny apartments. Or are turning it into, which means a lot of like drilling and shit. Your neighbor upstairs makes a lot of noise between 2 and 6 a.m. I used to freak out when my neighbors would like mow the lawn at like 7 a.m. because the law like in my town said you're not allowed to until whatever, 7:30 or. The problem is being a chess player is that you're used to playing in chess tournaments and it's like working, I'm a goddamn librarian or something. I'm like, shh! I had this huge fight with some neighbors back in the past. They were like really like loud talking on the street. Do I play in any tournaments in March? I'm thinking of taking a long weekend in Budapest. Free brown beer. Oh, can we drink Belgian beer? Free brown beer. Brown bears. I mean, playing tournaments is not something I do on a regular basis, Nefidov. I think March is safe. I'm telling you, I didn't want to play. I did not want to play that. Oh man, the leaf blowers are the worst. Well, I lived in a place where there was like constant, bullshit like that 24/7. I had like 8 neighbors and between the 8 of them, like someone would be like mowing their lawn at all times. Made me crazy. So Hiroku, if you have 8 neighbors who like to do like lawn care, you're pretty much fucked. I invest in like a headset, noise canceling headset or something. People are obsessed with that shit too. It's like old people who don't have anything to do. There was this one guy who like bought a ride-a-mower and he was like riding his ride-a-mower almost every day just because it was fun to ride around on it. It was like a toy. It was ridiculous. I wanted to go over there and be like, dude, this is bullshit. This is just a toy. It's just an excuse so you can ride around on your little ride-a-mower like you're a 5-year-old. It's ridiculous. Hiroku with the equality. He's got equality, boys and girls. Mr. Equality. Uh-oh. Now that may not be a good idea. Placing the bishop in a pawn-like state. Cryogenic freeze. The amputated octopus. Need to put the bishop on c4 there. You're going to regret that. You're going to regret putting that bishop on d3 and making an octopus out of it. Arizona, oof. Gotta love me some dust. But I guess it's good in some respects, at least. More dust, less grass. This is a total positional meltdown by Heroku in time pressure. He created the ultimate bad bishop. He was basically equal, and now he's like positionally lost. If he's not positionally lost, he's on the frickin' very verge of it. If this isn't lost, that's about as close as you get without being lost. A4 at some point might not be a bad idea. Obviously, I could go for protected pass pawn. Yeah. We go for the protected pass pawn. Maybe he's not lost, but it's unpleasant. You know, it's very unpleasant for white. Oof. Magnus did this to me. Queenside lobster pincer. Magnus did the double to me. He did double. A4 and H4. Like that. The single lobster pincer is bad enough, but when you have to face one on the other side, that's really unpleasant. Alright, Rinks Razor and Ripunj Bansal. Isn't he banned? What is he, from the Dominican Republic now? It's 2 o'clock already. Oh man. Alright, last 2 games. I'm calling it. No more challenges. Last 2 games. Is this guy... He's got 188 games. Just barely qualifying. Probably a Smurf. Magnus is a good player. Oh no. Alright guys, last 2 games. Thanks for following. We're up to 25 viewers now. Afternoon. Good afternoon. Why do you have to do that? Yeah, knight c3 is annoying. I will play it too, but I don't like f4. Who do we know that plays this? Pawn takes pawn. I like black already. This was setup recommended by Richard Palliser in the old book he wrote on anti-Sicilians. But I still... Uh-oh. So we got internet issues. Last night I was having major slow internet. We might be having internet connectivity issues. I just got a red flag from lichess. Can I let you take on c5? Doesn't look convincing. Looks like I have to play b6. It's not terrible, but not a move I necessarily wanted to play. f4 is the main move for attacking players, right? He berserked. The main move for attacking players? Not, I don't know. I mean, what? There? Against e6? I like knight f3. You know, I mean, if you want me to tell the truth, I think transposing back to the open Sicilian is a real plan. This attacking players thing is overrated. The concept of attacking players somewhat overused. Knight g3, interesting. He's preempting my knight f5. Making me like question myself if I should even put my knight on f5. Probably not a good move. I have knight g4. But what does that do? I can play knight g4 and h5. Knight g4, bishop moves. Do I even want to take that bishop? I don't want to overthink this. But Asterbate had a game he showed last night that was like taking a bad bishop on e3. It was a really clear example of that being a mistake. Like, is this bishop better than the knight? Because I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I mean, White's playing too fast. In the interest of not losing time, I have to consider taking the bad bishop at said point. Well, there is cheapo potential here. But ultimately, White's pretty solid. And I don't even know if h4 is a good move. White's pretty solid. I don't know if I should castle queenside. Seems kind of risky. Especially after having played b6. I'd really rather not. When White played the opening, I thought they were like really weak. But it turns out they may not be such a bad player. But like most people, they just play too fast. 99% of players just play too fast. And that's it, you know. They don't use their time, especially in increment play. This is a bad strategy. Okay, it's bad to use too much time, but it's also bad to not use enough time. And we're guilty of the opposite. But I'm streaming, and I'm like using my time to commentate the game. You know, I mean, this player does not have to take time to talk about the position and explain it to people, you know. He's used virtually very little of his initial time and made kind of instantaneous moves. I'm not sure I like the way I played it, but it's okay. I think the position might be close to equal. Now I have a kind of bad bishop. I took his bad bishop. So what are you going to play now? Like c3? Okay. 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 So endgame, I love endgames. Now you did that. Aha. Well, maybe I go go to f5. Yippee-I-O. I have an interesting idea. Speaking of bad bishops. I was very tempted to make my bishop bad again with f6. But instead of doing that, we could use a bishop pawn. You know, we could put our bishop pawn on f6. It's a pawn and it's a bishop. It's both. It's a pawn bishop. And if he takes, then we have a wonderful pawn on f6 that protects all the key squares in the position, allowing me a lot of options. I think this is an interesting idea. Stick the bishop on f6. Cover e5. Prevent any kind of knight e5. Forward progress is another question. I'm not sure we can really make progress. But this is the issue. I don't like knight e5. So if I don't play bishop f6 or bishop d6 or something, he's going to get a knight on e5. Now, what we have here is a form of sort of Mexican standoff for now. Taking is ugly for him. He could play knight e5. It's also not necessarily that good. Something I just realized, though, to has possible exchange sacrifices. This is a complex position. I mean, even if he plays knight e5, I don't necessarily have to take it. I might consider a different move. Like, for example, queen c7, attacking e5 a second time. Who says I have to take on e5 automatically? Maybe I don't want to take right away, and he's not actually threatening anything. So, for example, knight e5, queen somewhere, even a4 has to be considered. Probing. Probe light ho. So queen c7, this is what I was saying. I don't know, is knight g4 a problem? Shit. Maybe not. We could defend, you know, with like king e7, as he doesn't really have any threats. Well, let's do it. It's interesting. You know, I lose some light square control. If his queen were here, he could go like queen c2, queen a4. Right now, his queen's not doing anything. Yeah, that's what I figured. He does have knight e3. Harmonic wedge. Oh, that's a neat move. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. That's fine. It's good. Got another knight where that came from. At the end of the day, like, black has very good control of the center, which is the most important thing in chess. Arguably, maybe second most important principle behind, like, king safety. My king is actually quite safe because of that, exactly. I have such good control of the center in this position. With my central pawns, you know. Okay. Now, what's he going to do? Okay. Do we go to g7 or e7 at this point? I mean, probably g7, where my king is. It's a delayed fianchetto strategy I used a lot in the Gurgenidze type structures. We walk the king manually to g7 via f8, most cases. But ultimately, what's important? This. Structurally, black is better. I have the bigger... Well, actually, we have the same islands, but, okay, his pawn is backward. You know, I'm not backward. My base is back on f7. Where's the base of his pawn chain? You know? So how does he deal with this pressure that I can mount here? Queenside minority attack, I guess. Now my rook is trapped. Oh no! He has to play knight f2. Knight f2 is not good though. That's not what we wanted to do. That's a very bad situation. He did not want to play knight f2. Play. I wonder if c4 works. It's probably a bad knight endgame for him. Ooh, check. Just kidding. Just kidding around. b4, b4, c4, c4 takes. c4 takes. Oh no, it doesn't work. My pawn could become weak. So we'll just grab random space. I also can play g5. C4, take, take. A4 doesn't do anything. B4. B4, C4. B4, C4, rook D4. Check. Throw in the check. B4. Man, this guy's pretty tough. I'm just not dying. Just die. Die already. Diuretic. Die. 944. I like his rating. 944. Noticed that earlier. Oof. A lot of space here. C4. Well, the A file seems so unimportant. Is that someone important? Okay. Do I have to do it that way? No. I need this guy. And now like b3 or rook a2 or what? Rook a2 is an interesting idea. Possible sacrifices on the pawn chain. What's he threatening? Oh, I have pawn takes pawn. Alright. Finally blundered. The time pressure was too much. Another one. Yeah, he was under pressure. It wasn't easy. You know, probably white can hold, but very difficult. Okay, last game. Repunch. Other player, you're going to have to wait and get a few more games. Regardless of your credentials, I'd like to see a few more games there next time, perhaps. Okay, Repunch Bansal, the last clown of the day. You're the last clown for today. Thank you for joining us. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. I'm going to be back on Sunday with very rare for me to be last. Yeah, I mean, what are you, staying up all night? You quit school? It's Friday. Oh, you're already done school. So there's no school tomorrow. No Schliemans were hurt in the making of this Roy Lopez. In honor of Nefedov, my daughter also has a horrible physics teacher, and she hates her. The woman is like a former professor or something, turned like high school math teacher. College professor turned high school teacher must be very frustrated. Billy! Play another game. Play another game, Billy. Oh, Billy. Play another game, Snoofy. Snoof, play another game. It's okay, Snoofy, play another game. So I didn't play, what didn't I play? I don't know what I was gonna say, actually. Trap is king. Well, we face this, the Cosio defense with 97 immediately is quite a bit different, because there, black's not threatening like Noah's Ark traps and whatnot. Now we're in Rockport sort of territory, right? Rip you a new one. Rip him a new one, Billy. That I never heard. Rip him a new one. Okay. Okay, Vecchi. I'll rip him a new one. What about this? We just go trying to kill black. H4, H5. Very Cosio in here. Yeah, I know, right? No, I said it. Actually, Rangal, I said it. So that's not really... But it does mean they were paying attention. They were guilty of paying attention to the stream. Imagine paying attention. I don't know about black's position. I don't think, like, traditionally you do like knight g6 and h5 on the black side of such types of lines. Although I don't know what you traditionally do. You just don't see it at a high level, this type of line. But h4 is a real idea. I don't know when I'm supposed to play it exactly, but the sooner the better. I think that black needs to try to maybe strike back in the center. Wait a second. What would have happened if black plays d5 now? Let's seriously. Shouldn't you do d5? You have some chance there. Maybe it's not so bad. Now this is interesting. d5, h5, d takes e4, h takes g. Oof. d5, h5, d takes e4, h takes g. Pawn takes f3. Ooh, that looks really ugly. That may be too slow. It may be too slow. Yeah, d5, h5. I don't think you can do d takes e. You probably have to move your knight then with something like knight f4. But that might not be that bad, actually. Maybe d5, h5, knight f4 is good for black. We'll take a look after the game, briefly. I may have been playing, like... I may have been going too far. I really play way too optimistically a lot. If you look at my games recently, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm so optimistic all the time. Sack 3 pawns, and I have not enough compensation. Or I'm just letting my whole pawn structure get like overextended and I don't even realize it till it's too late. I'm bipolar. Now, that hasn't been diagnosed. But in chess and gaming, I'm bipolar. And it's something that I came up with this theory, but it seems to be true. I have gaming bipolarism. I'm either way too optimistic or too pessimistic. It seems like I go to one pole or the other when I'm evaluating stuff. See, Magnus like relies on like global equality, right? He wants the position to always be globally equal. And then he'll just like, beat people in drawn positions like no tomorrow. I used to be really into poker. Yeah, I do, but it's not something that I'm putting on my income tax as my occupation anymore. I like poker. It's a fun hobby, but it's just a hobby for me now. But I like to use chess and poker in terms of comparing the psychology a lot. They are very different, but also there's a lot of similarities in any kind of game where, it's like a mental game, obviously. Mostly mental game. Yeah, I mean, poker's a little like cryptocurrency, where like regulation kind of, government interference and regulation sort of killed it to a degree. But how much do we have here? We should be like a lot better. Can I just unleash the beast? Let's unleash the beast. Yeah. Time has come. Look at this. What is that? It's a tidal wave. It's a chess tidal wave. Here it comes. You got your swimsuit on, Ripun Bansal? This is a tsunami on the way. Oh no. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. Absolutely. I love Joe Rogan. If I'm not posting like, Bernie Sanders, it's definitely Joe Rogan. Oh my god, bro. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Magnus, but I tolerate Magnus. But that's so gross. Really, it's toxic, Joe Rogan is completely toxic. It's grotesque that Magnus would do that, but he was probably instructed by his handlers. His owners or whatever sent him to Joe Rogan. Whoever the cult is that owns Magnus. Yeah. I love them both. But, I think that, like, Alex Jones has probably been, personally responsible for, like, people, like, committing suicide more than Joe Rogan. So I like Alex Jones better. He's probably literally cost people more lives. But they're both horrible, yeah. And Dana White is my third favorite person. They're all like human fire plugs. Oh, speaking of human fire plugs, I was walking down the street the other day, and there's this new thing I've never seen before. It was like an artificial, like, Rush Limbaugh. Rest in peace. And he started it all. There was an artificial, like, post on the corner that was like a dog pissing post. It was a dog toilet. Have you guys ever seen this before? It called itself dog toilet. It was like a stone cone with like holes in it on the corner of the street. I was like, what is that? And it said like dog toilet. So it was like the dogs like pee on that instead of cars. And I was thinking, this is a really weird invention. I don't think I've ever seen a dog, stone dog toilet. Stone cold dog. Your Punch Muscle, you're playing for time again. And I'm enjoying all this conversation here. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Guys start talking about Alex Jones, and I'm playing the guy who plays for time more than anybody. This is not easy. Why distracting me? What is that? How can you even do that? Oh, I'm losing, I think. Gonna have to sack my queen. Wait, what? Dude, seriously, I mean, it's the weirdest thing ever. A dog toilet? Like, the dogs are gonna fucking care. They're gonna pee on the nearest car they see. It's, like, ridiculous, dude. There's absolutely no way those dogs can tell the difference between a stone that's supposed to be their dog toilet and a fucking car. Oh, whatever. Am I lost yet? Whatever. As I said, whatever. That's a good move. We got him. He got excited. He got excited. Where's my mate? Where's my mate, man? There's no mate. Wow. That was fortunate. I was completely winning, wasn't I? Oh. This is ridiculous. I'm talking about dog toilets, human fire plugs. Alright, draw. It was horrible. What a horrible game. 42. Oh no. 42 came by. I was supposed to leave already. Farewell. Do they have stone dog cone toilets in Germany? That was a bad game. Well, I expect no less from you. You bring out the worst in me, Rupunj Bansal. I was fried, and I passed my peak for today. I should have been gone, like 20 minutes ago. So there's that. The hell am I doing here? I normally never play like this. Am I supposed to even take that? I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue. Does anybody know where my bishop is? Have you seen my dark squared bishop? This doesn't seem right. What a load of rubbish this is for black. Dude, he's like an expert. The white side of the Bogo Indian. What a natural. Horrible position for black. This is toxic. It's like a really bad note boom. This is retarded note boom. Am I lost yet, donkey? With my axe being 40 so bad. Accuracy, axe. Axie. The ACC. Your accent is bad. D5 is the move after H4. It felt like a problem. You have to react in the center. Staying after school with 42. It's a nice night you got there on E5. Oh no. Really? Well, that was a nice night you had on E5. It was a very, very nice night. The night that used to be on E5. But luckily for you, I'm not one to play the black side of such structures. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he never got his pawn back. He's still missing his original donor pawn. Maxime the guard. On guard. Lagarde. I've seen him. He played in the same Hungarian team championship a few years ago. You must be desperate if you're like a French grandmaster playing in the Hungarian team championship. You don't have enough invitations or something. I'll tell you right now. Because there ain't no money here, my friends. I can assure you of that. If you have to go to like Hungary to look for money in a chess tournament, you're in big trouble, dude. You are in big trouble. Camaraderie, maybe. Money, no. Vincent? You mean you're talking about Van Gogh? Gamer? Do you understand why people do stuff? No. No, but I think he's learning. He's learning. I don't know. They're friends? I don't know. It's money. He's getting paid. That's better than playing in the Hungarian Team Championship for damn sure. That I can assure you. I can guarantee you he's making more money than playing in Hungarian Team Championship. Where I didn't get paid at all, I got cheated by my team. That's why I quit. I might join a new team for next season. Oh shit. Is that a good idea? Maybe. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna change my plan here. What if I centralize? If the government is like automatically funding you if you're 2750, they still have to get invitations. Hans was complaining he doesn't get invitations to tournaments until someone reminded him that he's like nowhere near the top in the world. Wow. The freestyle thing is totally like, what is that, dude? What? You know that's owned by chess.com, man. Or whatever it is. It's just some German affiliate of chess.com. It's a total scam. Carsten Hansen or somebody's trying to make a bundle of money. But I don't really understand it. It seems kind of random to me. The freestyle chess is fucking bullshit. That's totally created by chess.com in cooperation with some German scammer, I assume. No, I didn't miss the family fork. I mean, just I thought there might be other moves. He had some threats around my king. Yeah, why did I do it like this? Oh, I have another fork. It's a refork. Would you like a refork? Family fork and refork. The best thing about a family fork is you can fork and then go back for a refork after the first fork. Oh no, refork. Now I'm going to get reforked if I'm not careful. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, the key here is like just avoiding any possible forkage. How about rook b4? Good choice. Now that's a good choice. That's a good move. Careful where you refork. I'm really hungry, guys. That wasn't the best game I played against you. And not the best game here against 42 either. I didn't have much breakfast. I ate a bowl of cereal at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm kind of, I think, running out of like sugar. My blood sugar is low. I like to eat a little more than a bowl of cereal by 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the usual typical day. I'm freaking hungry. All right, guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for gossiping about chess, and got up to 20 viewers today. Nice job. Thomas Trainson, my God, dude. No more, dude. No more. This is the last challenge. You guys can't keep doing this to me. Where did he come from? I'm serious. No more challenges. 4Q. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to learn. I'm starvation. I'm facing starvation. Have a nice weekend, everybody. I can't decline the challenge from Thomas Drainson. He so rarely gets to play here. Okay, so this move is supposed to be a mistake. But I have a friend who plays bishop e3. It's not that big of a mistake. It's like a slight mistake. Is knight b5 okay, though? Are you okay? Is this some sort of trap? Is this isn't real, is it? Knight takes e4? As real as you want it to be. That's not the move. I think, you gotta try queen g4. And the jury is out on that. This looks really bad. Keep it simple, stupid. d5. Have a shitty weekend. And I hope your cars start when you need them to start. Mr. Slow said the weather was getting a little warmer in Germany, 42. But I think you're in a different region. Here we had a real cold, but nothing like you guys have. You said minus 12? Minus 12 is not your typical Hungarian winter. It's a little milder here. That's more like Boston territory. Luckily, I was prepared. I've been prepared by living in Boston for the super cold weather. Boston was pretty unpleasant. Trying to play sanely with black. Insanely. I think I missed a6 there. a6 would have been a little stronger, winning a piece. But I guess after bishop e3, bishop e4, you have to play bishop d3 now, I think, in the opening. Now, unfortunately, you can't just ignore this. Renewing the threat. This has really gone south for white. You can't pretend it's the English attack or whatever. The specific line, the 4 knights, bishop e3 is not a move that has much respect, theoretically. I was very skeptical when my friend showed me he played that. I think white can maybe get equal if he's lucky with this line. Maybe there's some tricks, but it doesn't seem right. I'm definitely out of here after this game, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back on Sunday. Oh no. Knight c3? Are you threatening knight c3? Is that what you're telling me? Fine. I'll castle. This is probably a huge blunder. He went to c3. I thought about sacking my queen, but he's not in good shape. Alright. We're finally winning material. Perhaps you'd like to take that move back? No. I mean, put your knight back on b5. This is not a good Sicilian. No one ever won by resigning. Oh, there's mate in one. Look out, mate in one alert. Mate in one has been called. Wee-oo. Bishop d3, queen h7. Mate in one. This has got to be a fun killer. f5, not what white wants to see there. The robotic kind of knight d4, bishop d3, and then queen takes h7, mate. That would be the best. My queen's hanging. Oh, is that important? Do I need that for anything? I'm a little foggy-headed, guys. We got another challenge now. That's not happening. No. It wasn't even the right time control. Alright, thanks everyone. Bye-bye. Nice knowing you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday for our simul. Bye-bye. He created a flight square for Mr. Bishop. But his what we call the slaggy square is growing smaller and smaller. White is now. In the 3x5 chess coffin. Coffin Mantash. Fully mobilized, ready to go. We are ready to go. He got bishop h4. But the finishing touch is upon us. Every square is controlled. Oh no. Oh no. No. Okay. Not a good game, but a fun game. But I want to just verify your mistake in the opening before we go. So I don't recommend bishop e3. It's equal according to Stockfish. I've been looking at these lines. Bishop b4, and now, so the only reliable move is bishop d3. This is what my friend played. And now I have d5. And then the question is, you know, what's the best? So e takes d5, perhaps. This is a computer. Obviously, e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes c6, e takes c6, for example, bishop d2. This looks like it might really not be bad for white. White's equal. So if black wants more than equal, he could try something else. There's this weird move, e5, played by random peoples. But anyway, you got to play that way. If you want to play bishop e3, you have to play bishop d3 on the next move now. This is definitely best. Yeah. So everyone plays d5, and then you have a choice. You can also do this, takes, and e5. Johnny Hector. If Johnny Hector's playing the line, you're probably like in a dubious space. But he has some good ideas too. Perfect game to finish it off. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Thank you again. Bye-bye. See you Sunday.